So I'm just going to have you start off by introducing yourself. Just tell us who you are and what you do and, kind of your journey a little bit.
Well, I'm Dr. Eric Dua. I'm currently an anesthesiologist at Samaritan Medical Center in town, and I have been practicing at Samaritan for well over close to 18 years. Uh, how did I get here? Well, my journey has taken me all over the place. I was born in Ghana, West Africa, and found myself living my formative years all the way across the world in India. So after leaving India, I finished high school at a Catholic high school in New York City, and then from there to Cornell in Ithaca, where I was a biology major, and then from Cornell to upstate medical for medical school. And then subsequently from there, I went on to Albert Einstein in New York City, and then also subsequently from there to Cleveland Clinic, and then found my way back to this beautiful North Country.
I'm intrigued. How did you end up here?
Well, after I finished at the Cleveland Clinic, my wife was actually working here in the North Country. And so once I joined her here, we 1 year became two, became three, and we realized we liked the place, and we stayed put. Yes, and she currently does infectious disease at the hospital for Samaritan Medical Center, and we have three kids. Yes, and we find ourselves enjoying the place, and we've been here ever since we got here many years back. Yeah.
What inspired you to enter the medical field?
Well, I drew my inspiration from many different sources. I mean, my parents are not physicians; they're in a different field altogether. But I found myself liking the sciences as growing up in school at an early age. And clearly my desire to help people, I think the two could not have been better paired. So as a result, I pursued biology in college and then on to into medicine. But I also had encouraging teachers and a supportive and encouraging family. And I think that's also very important when you're trying to seek something of such, this nature. As with any endeavor, especially one as daunting and as intense as medicine, um, it is undoubtedly going to be a long and difficult journey. And so to have the support of not just friends, but family and supportive teachers, I think is essential to going through something like this. Um, and even after you realize your dream, it will be difficult, on a day-to-day basis. So it's important to realize that you need a firm belief in what you're doing. You need dedication, you need perseverance, and remaining steadfast in what you're doing and never giving up and having encouraging people around you because as with anything such as this, there will be naysayers and you have to really have your goal and vision in sight.
What was one thing that you learned early on that you've kind of carried with you throughout your life to overcome challenges or, overcome any barriers you might have faced?
Yes. You, as I was saying, you will be tested in many different ways and whatever it is you're doing. And in medicine, yes, you will be tested academically, but that is not the only test, as with any endeavor, that one will encounter. So you have to have a core belief that what you're doing serves a higher purpose and that it is really what it is that you want to do. So as I said earlier, your core belief, your perseverance, your dedication, and realizing that no matter what comes in your way, that you have that vision and that dream to fulfill, and that you're going to serve a higher purpose, and it's going to be meaningful, and it's going to make a change in the world. And I think that if you keep that in mind and have an unshakable ground and support system, you're going to do well. With all that's going on nowadays and with all the stresses that even without the present system of COVID and the stress of online learning and so on, that people will be tested. And so I think one thing that it says, I have a quote that I think I've always looked to, and I think the younger generation could take solace in this, is that with every great dream begins with a dreamer. And it's always, you got to always remember that you have it within you, the strength, the patience, and the passion to reach for the stars and to change the world. And it's paraphrasing Harriet Tubman in this. And I think if they bear that in mind, they will be able to forge ahead and fulfill their dreams. I mean, we all know that race has been a salient issue in American society. We in medicine are not immune from the ills that it brings with it. But I think it's incumbent upon us to see it. When we see it, we address it, and we do everything possible to stamp it out, so that we can be of better service to all the people that we want to care. And I think um, that will go a long way in reducing and also helping with many of the disparities that we have come to see even with the current COVID crisis.